Welcome, pen friends. This is Tom with Gold Spot Pens. We've invaded Kenro Industries and have with me today Mr. Cary Yeager. And he's going to show us something that we've never seen before. Well, we have seen it before, but only in closed door meetings. Now we're bringing it out to the public. So, Cary, what you got for us today?
So today is going to be an introduction from Esterbrook, which is our brand, which I got to have a lot of involvement in, so I'm always excited about that. But to give you background before you see what's in front of you, but we started out and brought Esterbrook back with very, traditional colors we felt would match up well with the history of Esterbrook, being black, tortoise, a dark blue, and even the fourth color we came out with that we introduced in Philadelphia this year, we called Evergreen, and it was a dark, deep green, and we were, wanting to move up into a color that was a choice that people would say, oh, it's a little risky. But we looked through materials for a very long time, and we found this purple, which is, we're calling it the Lilac, and it just had a really good depth to it. We felt it was something that wasn't too far out, but yet really showcased the design of the pen, the look of the pen. And lilac is the state flower of New York, and since Esterbrook is now reborn in New York, we felt it appropriate that we would continue with having a historical connection to the brand. So as usual, we're going to come out in both trims because we just couldn't decide which one looked better. So you guys can decide which one you really like.
Which fits your style better.
What fits your style better. And it's kind of funny because over time we have looked at the records going, month by month. When you do both trims, you create a lot of SKUs and a lot of nightmares for retailers sometimes, sorry. But the balance is there, and we really haven't had any pen sell all gold and no rhodium. It's always been a pretty good balance. So
if it's 50-50, then you gotta go with what people go with.
Or close to it. So,
I heard you guys obsess about picking the materials for the Estie.
Yeah.
That there's grueling meetings that could go hours long in picking out different pieces of acrylic and material. Lunchtime
can turn into wartime, if you will, in those given moments. But you know what? At the end of the day, we all work together like a family, and the result is, a product that we think and we all believe in is beautiful. I mean, the fit and finish on these, the polish that they've done on it, really showcases, our design and the aesthetics that we wanted the pen to have. Of course, it's going to continue to have the cushion cap inside, our cushion closure, number 6 Joe nib, the genuine Schmidt converter inside, which that was squeaky, which is not in this one, but it comes with a genuine Schmidt converter because
I got WD-40 that thing.
Yeah, these are prototypes, so. But those are in there because we put them in there. We order them from Schmidt to make sure that they came with what they're supposed to have.
So this also got like a slight bit of translucency, if I'm seeing that right, because the inner parts of that mother of pearl, the chunkier bits that are in there, there's a decent amount of transparency. You can actually see through it. You can even see through especially the lip of the cap.
Yeah, this is a little the pen show bar trick that we do. Yeah. But when you put the light under it, it's hard because it's bright in here, but you can see it pops all the way through the body of the pen.
Very cool.
Through the material, you can see, how it's put together. So,
very nice. So how many Esties do you usually write with?
How many do I write with at one time?
You just have one ink at a time?
One at a time. I'm one at a time. I may have 6 or 7 in my bag, but one at a time.
And you use it with the vintage nib adapter as well?
I actually have, I think it's called a posting nib.
Okay.
I mean, I have one that's got a vintage nib in it, and it is one of the posting nibs because honestly, I like the way that the shape of the nib looked.
Right.
I do like how it writes because it is a finer line. Mm-hmm. But no, I enjoy it a lot, and our feedback from the shows and people emailing us, it has turned into a scavenger hunt. And people are looking for the nibs, and they're learning more and more, and they far exceeded our knowledge. And with over 300 nibs, they have found treasure troves, if you will. They tell me they find them in a garage sale in the back of somebody's drawer at an antique store, just laying around. So it has really, I think it's enhanced everything that we did.
Yeah, I think it's created that perfect bridge between the vintage, crowd and then the modern, designs that you guys want to come out with. So
Yeah.
I'm totally happy with mine, and I was glad that I snapped mine up when I did, because now they are becoming more scarce because they are available, that you can get them with the modern Esterbrook pen.
We have been looking at a lot of different things that we can't talk about, but the pen case we can. And it was a design that we sent out to be manufactured, and this is nothing more than a prototype right now, because the final version, the cloth, that pattern that's inside will wrap around the whole inside, just because it closes better. I mean, this one I've had for about three and a half months, and we just learn what works, what doesn't work, and that's really when it comes down to the product, we want it to be, we want people to be happy.
So when it comes to actually designing this thing, it's not just a matter of just that would be really cool if you have a pen case. Let's order
Right.
500 of them. You guys you're sitting with this for 3 months, you're playing around with it, you're really getting a lived-in experience with it, and then you're like, you know what, we need to do the cloth be wrapped around so that it just slides in a lot easier. Or we need to have the slots long enough to put an SD in there.
Yes. Yeah, as you can see, I'll show you guys. And it's really a prototype, so stop trying to tell me you need to have this and take it off the table at the pen shows. The SD doesn't fit. Mm-hmm. So, but the new ones it will. They're going to be in a 1, 2, 3, 6, and 12 pen case.
Nice.
They'll be coming out, and it's still a couple of months away. Whereas the Lilac is launching, I believe, May 1st. Yeah. So May 1st, those are going to launch. So these we're hoping for in June.
And it's what they call a vegan leather, correct?
Correct. It's not leather anymore. It's pleather. It's better, and it keeps the cost down though.
Yeah.
And we want things to be within a certain zone.
But even so, it has you can't, of course, get an idea of this just by looking at it, but it has a very fine grain. It feels soft, and it has a little bit of a plushiness to the touch on the top and the bottom. The sides are a little bit on the harder side, but then again, that's kind of like a functional thing, because when you got stuff banging up against you, you don't want your pens to get all messed up and whatnot. But the debossing that's on here is really nice as well. It's very clean cut. The what's he called, off stitch or off color stitching. It looks perfect on here. It kind of has that kind of like a Western sort of feel, like a Wild West frontiersman sort of feel without of course the real animal hide that's used for the the leather. Yep. But overall, it looks really impressive.
Yeah, and again, it looks. You can tell them, not me. You can tell them it looks like it's in great shape.
It does. Especially since you've been putting it through hell for the last 3 months.
Right. It's in and out of my backpack every single day. I take it out, I take it apart, I put it back, and then I stuff it in my backpack at the end of the day. It's been traveling, so it's really held up.
You just came from Arkansas for the Arkansas Pen Show, and traveling thousands of miles and putting this in your bag, and you could have told me, oh well, he had it maybe a couple weeks. That's about it. It doesn't, of course, look absolutely brand new like it just came out of the packaging, but it doesn't look like you've had it for 3 months and been traveling around with it either. Yeah. So
always concerned about the quality and standing behind our products. I know you had done a video with Ryan earlier, and he said, Kenro always stands behind it. And one thing we can always say, when it comes to Esterbrook, we stand behind it. And there's no one out there that will say otherwise, because we make it a point to stop, no matter what the day is doing, to answer questions and help people out and point them in the right direction.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that is an intangible that you don't see when you come to consider to buy a pen. Sometimes a lot of people look at the aesthetics, they look at what kind of nibs on it, what kind of material it's made out of. But a lot of times when you get down to it and you start writing with it, and let's say something gets a little out of whack, or you have a question about something, you want to be able to reach out to the manufacturer easily. Or if you need warranty service, you just drop the pen on its nib or something. You want to be able to know that you could get some sort of restitution for it, that you get it repaired and whatnot. And that's one of those intangibles that Esterbrook definitely has. Yeah. Because I've given your personal cell phone out to so many customers, and you've been so pleasant to like handle their their complaints and questions.
Yeah.
No, but seriously though, you do handle a lot of them, but of course through the proper channels through Kenro. So
You have to. People need to know too. I mean, we actually like pens. We're not like we sell pens, but we enjoy pens. We write with them. There's no used car salesman here. We do what we do because we actually enjoy it.
and it definitely comes through when you look at something like this with the Esterbrook Estie. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with for future colors of this, because this looks really awesome. So that is the Esterbrook Estie Lilac coming out to you in May of 2019. And look forward to this and more other new pens that come in the Esterbrook Estie line, including their pen cases coming in the next few months. And it was a pleasure for you guys to check in with us. Let us know what you think about the Esterbrook Estie, and what do you think about this guy over here showing this pen off to you. And give him some love, because I mean he does pretty much all of the things around here. Ryan doesn't do much at all, right? So and he was told how to fill a pen and how to do things that basic pen knowledge, So, but appreciate you guys tuning in, and thank you, my friends. Take care. Bye.